to chomp down.
This is Bonnie, one of the donut ladies, and today I'm going to be making homemade biscuits that are absolutely wonderful. I've started with 2 cups of flour, and I love gold medal, and it's self-rising flour is what I use. And I do add about a teaspoon of salt to that, and I use about a teaspoon of baking powder. Now stir that up and make sure it's all mixed together. These biscuits are absolutely wonderful. It was just strictly by mistake that I came up with it. I had run out of margarine, so I went ahead and used a little bit of mayonnaise. That's how my recipe came up. My husband said, "Boy, those are really good." So that was about 2 tablespoons of Hellmann's mayonnaise. I like to use butter. You can use margarine. If you do use margarine, put it in the freezer first. And I'm going to use half a stick. Okay, now while I've got that fork, I'm going to use this butter a little bit later. The mayonnaise and the butter, I just kind of cut in with my fork so it's good and mixed up. All right, making homemade biscuits. Oh, it is just absolutely wonderful. You know, I know they make some really good canned ones, but homemade is the best. That looks pretty good. I'm going to pour 1 cup of milk into there and just mix it all up. And if you look and see how that looks, that's how I determine whether it needs just a little bit more milk or a little bit more flour. And you want this dough to where it's sticky on the bowl. So when we pour it out, see how sticky that is? That's the way we want it. Now I've gone ahead and floured the board. I use wax paper or butcher paper. It's so much easier to clean up. And that's what I like to do. You do how you want to. Okay, while it's still up here like this, I'm just going to sprinkle it so I can work with it a little bit. You do not want to pat it flat with a rolling pin. Biscuits, you want those to, you want them to be lumpy on top. That's what makes a good biscuit. And I fold mine over so I've got a good split biscuit when it gets done baking. Part of the butter that I had left, I just go ahead and rub it on there just so my biscuits won't stick. That looks good. I'm going to use a glass today. I forgot my mason jar, but that's what I use usually, is a pint-sized wide mouth mason jar. See? Oh, that's a good size. Look at that biscuit. Now I've cut out 5. This should make maybe 7, maybe 8. I might get 8 after all. We're going to try. Mash it down and handle it just as least amount as possible. And we're going to stick that in the oven, and we are done mixing for right now. This is what our biscuits look like before we put them in the oven. And the oven temperature should be between 325 and 350. And we're going to cook them about 30 minutes. Do not open the oven before 5 minutes. You kill the rising components in it. So don't get too anxious about what they're going to look like. But we're going to stick them in the oven and see how they come out.
The sausage gravy, it is so wonderful. And we do have a secret ingredient that goes in to just makes it pop. Now when you hear us say pop, we're just telling you that it's something extra special to make it that much better. Smell that sausage going. Now I don't normally add any seasonings just yet. Now if you don't like to use your fat from your sausage, you can use oil or you can use butter and make a white sauce. And it's okay if you've got a little bit of crunchy on the bottom of your pan. That makes it good. Okay, and this is where I use my potato masher. This makes it a fine grind so you don't have too many big chunks. You don't want somebody getting some chunks of sausage and you not getting any. So let's just break it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to leave it on medium and we're going to cook it till it's really, really good. Yeah, you don't want to cook it too fast because you want to make sure that you get that good grease down there in the bottom. So we're just going to let that cook. What I like to do with my gravy on my serving is I like to put it over my scrambled eggs that has a slice of cheese on there. Forget the biscuit. Yeah. Okay, now I have a bowl and I'm going to put my cooked sausage in the bowl. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a half a cup of oil. Okay, I'm going to let that heat up just a little bit because it did not have enough grease in there. And while you're at it, while you're letting that heat up, go ahead and get your flour. You're going to use the same amount of flour that you do to grease. And that will make your roux. I just call it good stuff. Okay, now we're going to pour that in there. Now you see it's not quite enough flour. I'm going to add a little bit more flour. Okay. All right. Now remember when I told you that we wanted to put a secret ingredient in there, right? Now your secret ingredient, a half to a teaspoon of chicken bouillon. Oh, yum. You'll want to brown it just a little bit, your whole roux. And then we are going to add milk. Oh, it smells so good. It smells wonderful. Okay, little bit by little bit. Okay, get you a good stir on your roux. Okay, it's getting a little bit thick. You know you have to add some more. You're going to end up adding probably 3/4 of a gallon of milk, I'm pretty sure. But that's a nice amount of gravy for your family. And right now, probably would be a good time to add your salt and pepper. Okay. Oh, that looks good. And it is thickening up, pretty thick, so I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Now because we put in the chicken bouillon and because sausage is salty as well, we're gonna wait until it's about done before we taste your gravy, because you probably will want it to add a little bit of salt, but to try and determine how much you want to have in there, we'll just wait and let it cook a little bit longer. Also, the bigger pepper flakes looks really good in your gravy. Looking good, looking good. It's still feeling just a little bit thick. See, we're running about on a half a gallon. Okay. Okay, so we can have all of that flavor in here. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Your gravy was just about getting there. So I'm going to add this. And we're going to start stirring. Oh, yeah. Oh, look. Oh, my gosh. Look. Yum, 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 yum.
All right, the biscuits are done and look at them. They look absolutely wonderful. I want you to show you. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Let's make biscuits and gravy. Oh, look. Those are mums. Looky there. Oh, that looks good. See how that is. Oh my goodness.
I want to do a taste test.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Is that good?
I want to try some.
Biscuits and gravy, these are Ariana approved. And Chase is anxious to start in there too.
Chase, take a bite.
Is it good?
Bye!